Thanks so much for joining me here as we discuss creating a self-love lifestyle. I'm Marcy Newman, known as the Heart Shift Coach, and of course, your host here on this channel. I'm talking today about an issue that actually I hear complaints from everyone about. Whether I am working with them in one-on-one programs or group programs or just discussing things with a friend. I think that there's probably not one conversation where somebody doesn't suddenly go quiet, maybe shake their head, look away, look down, avoiding the confrontation of their heart that is telling them that what they want to experience, what they want to create, cannot happen from where they are. They must give up some sort of energetic belief or pattern or other desire that is in direct conflict to what it is that they want to create. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I know that this is difficult. It's a challenge when particularly there are two things that you're wanting to experience and they are diametrically opposed to each other. Let me give you an example. I remember once having a client many years ago, and she was obsessed with a former boyfriend who had left her for another woman. And this obsession was really at the brink of where she was totally consumed by what had happened. And she was convinced that she could both create a lifestyle that this fellow was in, as well as accept the fact that he was with another woman. Now think about that for a moment. Think about what she was saying yes to. She was saying yes to having this man in her life and saying yes to his continued involvement with another woman. Now, in some instances where all parties are in agreement, this is fine. But it wasn't what she wanted. What she wanted was to be in a monogamous relationship with this man who she loved. And so she went around and around and around, and many coaching sessions where it was so clear, made so clear to her as well, that the two energies were on such opposite ends of the spectrum that they could not possibly create what it was that she wanted to experience. And yet, she refused to give up either one of them. So after a time, this poor woman actually became quite ill. She became ill because she lived in constant conflict with herself. What was so clear was that she had to give up one of two things. Either the need to be in a monogamous relationship with him, or, frankly, to be in any relationship with him. Because she could not accept that he was with another woman, and of course had no interest in sharing or having that love diffused. And she became very ill. It started out with just headaches, And she just, kept popping aspirin or Advil or whatever and seemed to be able to manage life. Then it started with stomach issues where every time she wanted to eat something or something reminded her of meals that they had together, they both loved to cook together, that her stomach would be tied up in a knot. So, of course, she started to take antacids and all of these other medications. Then it came to where she couldn't sleep. She would toss and turn all night, and she started to notice that she had this rage that would come up from inside of her. And she would be like so strung out. And it would go from tossing and turning to getting up and pacing. And then she realized she, would want to throw things or do something that was aggressive in its form. What finally happened was that she came to me in this very spent situation, really totally exhausted. Her energy field was contracted like lead. There was very little light moving through. And in fact, she looked almost ghoulish. And I remember looking at her and thinking to myself, this is such an extreme example, and yet it exemplifies so clearly what happens when we are in conflict with ourselves. And I decided to pick up a hand mirror, and I showed her image to herself. And as she was looking at the image, I asked her to describe what she saw. She said she could see the demons within her. Well, in truth, it was a very astute realization, because sometimes it just feels like demons, right, that won't let go of us. But what I reminded her of is that we are the creators. We choose. And that if she would trust me, if she would truly allow me to help her to navigate this, that I could help her to identify what needed to be let go of and help her to actually take the actions of letting go. I'm very happy to say that she said yes, and to report that in a very short amount of time, once she actually allowed herself to see truth and to become clear about what it was that she wanted, she was able to give up those aspects of her. Let them go. Those aspects of her. Simply release those aspects of her that had been demanding that she hold on. So I share this with you today because I want you to know that if you are conflicted about letting go of something, and that the thought of it, is driving you crazy, I want you to know that that's a good thing, because it's showing you exactly what it is that you need to let go of. We can actually look at it almost like a roadmap for healing, for coming back home to our hearts, coming back home, of course, to loving ourselves. to making a priority of our well-being and being willing to do whatever it takes to maintain that and protect it. And so I'm leaving that with you. I hope it's a lot of food for thought for you. I hope it also is an invitation to you to come into your own heart right now and to begin to examine what it is that you truly want, and ask your higher self, your guides, your guardians, your teachers, your healers, all those who travel with you, to help you to be specific, to show you so clearly what's really calling to you to be released. And so with that, I of course want to leave an affirmation with you. And here it is. I am. I am the creator of every experience. I am the one creator who has the capability of letting go whatever is standing in my way of my truth, my happiness, and my well-being. All right, take that to your heart, and please leave some comments below. Let me know how this video has touched you. Perhaps how it has shone a light on something that you've been struggling with. You know, we all learn from each other. Share below. Subscribe so that you get notice the moment I launch a new video, which is twice a week. I am dedicated to supporting you in these processes. And of course, please share it with your friends and family, because the more people that we can touch, the more people together as a community that we can support, and we can all start to live this self-love lifestyle, we make the world a better place for every single one of us. Imagine finding that partner in the world who's as dedicated as you are, committed as you are, loyal as you are, to creating the best relationship with yourself possible. Imagine the overflow of that, what it feels like, and the relationship that you then have the potential to create together. Okay, just leaving you with that. So much love to you. And I, of course, look forward to being back here with you again next week. Bye-bye now.